Hey, what's going on, Pat Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Kansas Pat Talk Patriots podcast. On this special edition, we'll be doing a Jets Patriots preview. Big game Sunday. Yes, it is a big game. Yes, I know the Jets are 3-12. They're last in the AFC East. They're a terrible team. They own like the third string quarterback because Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields got hurt. Now they got Brady Cook, the Ricky out of Missouri starting. So I know it's a bad team. I know it ain't much to talk about with the Jets. They got Brees Hall. I do like AD Mitchell. They got him. They traded for him from the Colts. They got some pieces on defense about Will McDonald. So we can get into all that here shortly in the video. Before we get started, hit that like button. Please give me that thumbs up. Giving that thumbs up, man, really means a lot, man. We got to beat that algorithm. Make sure you are subscribed to the Kansas Pat Talk Patriots podcast. Leave a comment, whether it's bad or good. Leave a comment. All comments, that's content. It's still gonna be content for me, man. So I really appreciate that. And make sure you have your post notifications on for when I do go live and when I do drop a new video, man. I really appreciate it. So yeah, it's Jets Patriots week. Now we did beat the Jets about a month ago on Thursday Night Football. Drake May had 3 touchdowns, about like 2 or 3 touchdowns. Trayvon Henson had a good day. Ramondre didn't play that game. Stephon Diggs had a big game. Stephon Diggs coming off another big game against the Ravens, so he's starting to heat back up. But a little bit on these Jets. They got Aaron Glenn, and we do know first-year head coach, it can be tough. I mean, we dealt with that last year in New England with Gerard Mayo. And, some would say Mayo wasn't ready for the job and things like that. But all in all, when you have a team, you have to show progress during the season. You have to show that you belong. You have to show that you're evolving and you can get better. So I think with Aaron Glenn, I actually like him, and I think he was a good pick for the Jets. He used to play for the Jets. I just think, sometimes you just, and that's a good roster. That's a good roster the Jets got. I think the future is bright if they can spend their draft picks right. I think the future for the Jets is going to be all right. But there are ways away. You got to get a quarterback, and as we know, if you ain't got the quarterback, you have nothing on your team. You have to have a quarterback, or you're not going to be able to do nothing. You're not going to be able to succeed. So that's why Vrabel came to New England. He got a quarterback, Drake May. Ben Johnson went to Chicago. He got a quarterback, and Caleb Williams. Like Liam Cohen went to the Jaguars. Got a quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. I can go on and on. Aaron Glenn went to the Jets. It's a big question mark. They brought in Justin Fields. They gave him a contract, but they won't. Now they done benched. They weren't sure that was going to work. They didn't know, but he was what was left, and they signed him. He didn't even play good last year in Pittsburgh. He still got a decent contract with the Jets. So it's a short-term deal, and I'm sure. They probably knew in the back of their mind Justin Fields was going to be the future. But could he be a stopgap guy? Could he be a guy just lead us for right now until we can get our guy? And he hasn't even been that. So with that being like 1 second. With that being said, the Jets are in a tough position right now. They're in a tough position. So it's looking like they might have a top pick this year. I said they need to lose these games, lose the next few games, and they could potentially get the number 1 overall pick. I know the Giants are there right now. The Raiders are there. I think the Saints are still in the top 10, but the Jets they're not far behind. They've only won a couple of games. So the Jets are in line to get that top pick. A lot of people saying they might get Fernando Mendoza from the Heisman winner out of Indiana. It'd be a good fit for him. He's not like a mobile quarterback. He's a good pocket quarterback. You don't win the Heisman and put up all those stats if you're not that good. He has some talent on the Indiana team. So maybe he can be the guy for the Jets. If you look at the draft right now, it's looking like the Giants might get it. They don't need a quarterback. They got Jackson Dart. Got to keep him healthy. The Raiders, they need a quarterback. They're terrible. So like the Giants and the Raiders play this Sunday. So that's going to be the tank bowl, who probably tanking for Mendoza. But, for the Giants, ain't going to draft them. But if the Giants get them over our pick, they can trade back. But that's a video, that's a conversation for another day. We're here to talk Jets, Patriots. The Jets got some pieces. I like Will McDonald on defense. I like Quincy Williams. They got Quentin Williams, but they traded Quentin to the Cowboys. We got AD Mitchell at receiver. Brees Hall, he thinks he's a free agent after this year, probably be back. Garrett Wilson, he's out for the year. He's been hurt, so it's been a strange year for him. I love their offensive line with Armand Mambu and Oli Fashano. I like what they have there. They definitely got some pieces there on the offensive line. I think they have the offensive line. They got the tight end and Mason Taylor. They got him. Got your running back, but he's probably going to be gone after this year. So let's see what the Jets can do. This is coming up this offseason. I think they could add to the defense, add to the secondary because they traded Sauce Gardner, probably add a safety, add some talent off. You need a couple of receivers. And I don't think the Jets were too far because they actually got talent. They got talent. They probably have some money to spend, and they're gonna have a high pick. And they got 2 first rounders from the Colts for they got two first rounders from the Colts for giving up on Sauce Gardner. And then for the Cowboys, they traded Quinn and Wilson. They got another first rounder in 2027 draft. So I think their future is bright, but you still have to. You got to hit on the picks. So you can't just have these high picks and don't hit on. You got to hit. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Aaron Glenn and company does there. In this game here, Jets Patriots, I think Patriots. We just need to go in there. I don't care how you win, just win the game. Just win. You got to be pretty. You prefer it not be ugly, but just win the games. These divisional games can be a bit weird. Even the first matchup about a month ago, Justin Fields ran wild on you. Breece Hall had a pretty good day. That's the game that Milton Williams got hurt. So don't want to see another performance like that when they score on the first drive, and it shouldn't be too close. I think the line on the game right now is 13 points. So Patriots 13.5. Now, get my predictions and all that later on in the week, but don't make this game more difficult than it has to be. Now, against the Ravens, you got banged up. Keshawn Booty probably not going to play. I think Mac Hollins was on the injury report. Look at this, just wide receivers. Pop Douglas on the injury report with a hamstring. Mac Hollins on the injury report with an abdomen. Keshawn Booty's not going to play with a concussion. Trayvon Henson was at practice, so maybe they're taking it light with him. Maybe he's in another phase of the concussion. He might play. We just signed a running back from the Chiefs to our practice squad, Elijah Mitchell. He's with the 49ers formerly. So we needed depth there with Trayvon Henderson's situation. Jarrett Wilson, he got hurt again, got a concussion. Your offensive line is pretty much banged up. Will Campbell still, he comes back next week against the Dolphins. Tonga got hurt. Foot issue for Tonga. Carson Davis was on the injury report with an illness. Harold Landry, Harold Landry's on the injury report. Like, you got a lot of injuries right now. You banged up. So you just need to win this game. Whether it's ugly or good or looks good, you need to win this game. You need to win this game because if you win this game and if Philly beats Buffalo, you win the division. So you could potentially be one win away from winning the division. That's all you need. You just probably going to have to need one just to win the freaking division. Because you got 3 losses right now. Bills got 4. Bills won't lose one more game. They're not winning the division. Unless you lose out, you lose to the Jets and the Dolphins. Bills won't win the division. And then it gets into some crazy scenarios that we ain't going to get into all that tonight on this Christmas Eve or whatnot. But, so you need to go out there and hand your bib. Not saying go out there and don't play nobody, but I think if some of these guys are hurt, like they're hurt, there's no point don't play them. Like Spillane, I wouldn't play him. Jarrett Wilson, Milton Williams, he need to get a few snaps because he's been out for about a month. Just get some guys some snaps. Like Cal Williams, he needs some more snaps. Stephon Diggs, I start to preserve him. Don't want to get him hurt. Pop does got a hammy. He's on a limited pitch count right now anyway. So just kind of continue to limit some of these older guys. Pop ain't old, but just limit some of these older guys, man, and preserve no more injuries. These next 2 weeks, you need to get into these games, go in healthy and get out healthy. Just do enough to win these games. You ain't got to look pretty. Don't get Drake May hurt. Don't get no core guys hurt. Really, nobody should get hurt. But you need to go into these games and just win. If you can dominate. But you don't want to let these teams hang around. You mess around, lose these games, man. You don't want to do that. That's what I'm looking forward to. Pressure. I want to see the pass rush continue to get better. Just heat up Brady Cook. He has 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions right now in a couple games. He's been terrible. He's not good against the blitz. Get after him. Simple game plan, just get after him. Make him turn the ball over. And most importantly, get out there with a W. That's the most important thing. Get after Brady Cook. Do not let Brady Cook drive the ball down there on the first drive and they score a touchdown with the Jets. Please. That'd be embarrassing. I want to see the pass rush pick up with a pretty good offensive line with the Jets, where the bookends with the left tackle, right tackle, Armand Mambu and Olafashano. Real good, solid offensive line. I want to see how that Chase on and Landry does if Landry plays. And Elijah Ponder. Run defense. Milton Williams is back. Shouldn't be no more excuses now, but Spillane probably not going to play. But if Milton Williams is the missing piece to your defensive line, you got a good test this Sunday against the Jets with Breece Hall. And they got some pieces there. They got a good offensive line, and Breece Hall can run that ball. He's having a solid year. And he did a pretty good job on you the first meeting on Thursday Night Football about a month or so ago. So I want to see how they handle Brees Hall. Gonzo, I want to see Gonzo going up against AD Mitchell. You guys might forget, but the first meeting, AD Mitchell was routing up Gonzo. He did pretty good on Gonzo. Now, the guy that was throwing him the ball couldn't really give him the football. So that's why on the stat sheet on the box score, the box score ain't gonna do if you go back and look at the box score for that game about a month ago, it's not gonna do no wonder. It's gonna be like, well, AD Mitchell didn't do much. But if you actually watch the game, he was getting open on Gonzo. He was giving Gonzo some issues. Either he dropped a couple of them or the ball just wasn't in a good area for him. Wasn't a good thrown ball. So I want to see Gonzo. I want to see Gonzo get better, man. He's kind of. I think it's the way they've been using him. They have been. He's not a zone corner. He's not going to be in space being a zone. Gonzo's a man-to-man corner. Look at last year in the previous his first year. He's a good man. He's a pretty darn good man-to-man corner. He's not good in zone. I don't like how they use him in these cover 3 zones or cover 2 zones, cover 4. That's not Christian Gonzalez. He's not even he can tackle, but that's not really because you remember coming out of college, the knack on him was he doesn't like to be physical. He's a little soft, he's not a big tackler. Now he's proven all that to be false because he's been a good tackler for us. But I just think with Gonzo, you got to pay him to his strengths, man. I don't like how they're using him. That's why he made the Pro Bowl. While we're speaking of Pro Bowl, Christian Gonzalez and Drake May made the Pro Bowl. And I thought Drake May had an interesting comment on that, like, hey, he appreciated the Pro Bowl, but I mean, he wants more than that. And that's what you want to hear. Gonzo actually made a post on Instagram too about like, hey, Pro Bowl's nice, but we trying to, it's more to do though. So I like that. But I want to see them use Gonzo more to his strengths. Man him up on AD Mitchell. Just man him up. Let him go hit it. Let him go man to man with him. Don't put him in these zones and he giving up catches and stuff. I don't like how they're using Gonzo, man. So I want them to clean that up and maybe they kind of start playing him more man. Carlton Davis been solid on the other side. Who's the Jets? I don't know who the Jets other receiver. I know they just got AD Mitchell really, because Garrett Wilson's out, but it can't be nobody significant because they released Alan Lazard a few weeks ago. So I want to see how does Gonzo does on AD Mitchell the rematch because like I said, you go look at the box score, you can be like, oh, AD Mitchell didn't do that, but really I watched every snap of that game. AD Mitchell was giving Gonzo fits. He just couldn't catch the ball or it was a bad thrown ball. So that's an interesting matchup. That's about it on there in terms of our defense against the offense. Stop the run and AD Mitchell against Gonzo and get pressure on Brady Cook. On our offense, protect. Will McDonald is a problem at edge. He's a problem at edge. I think he had double-digit sacks last year. Will McDonald is a problem. They got like 8 sacks this year. They got Jermaine Johnson. Secondary ain't the best since they got rid of Gasol. Linebackers are solid. Where Sherwood and Quincy Williams brother. My defensive line pretty solid. Got Jermaine Johnson, got Will McDonald, but they numbers don't look good. But the Jets are still a physical team. They're a physical bunch, and the personnel they got some people, but the stats. When you look at the stats, the statistics, it's not a good defense. But they got some guys there, so we got to be worried that man. Drake may need to get rid of football. Get rid of football against this Jets game, man. It's gonna be one of them games. Get rid of the ball with McDonald, and then you're playing with a backup tackle. Darren Lowe's been playing solid. He kind of came back down to earth this past week against Baltimore. He struggled, especially the second half. But Darren Lowe versus Will McDonald, that's a matchup to watch. And then Morgan Moses, if he plays, going up against Jermaine Johnson on the other side. Will McDonald is coming around that corner. He's long. He probably could give Darren Lowe fits. The first matchup, I thought Will Campbell won the matchup, but Will McDonald, he had a couple pressures. He was solid. I don't think he had no sack, but he was getting back there a little bit. So our backup tackles, or one of our backup linemen, well, Drake May blindside originally going to be backups. Darren Lowe and probably Ben Brown. Because Jared Wilson probably not going to play with a concussion. So I want to see how they manage this Jets defensive line with Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson. That's my matchup to watch on offense, man. Running game, Ramondre Stevenson, he been coming on the past couple weeks. Since the bye week, since that Giants game, he was solid that game. He been coming on. He looked good against Buffalo. Could have had a bigger day. They didn't. I don't know why Josh Fernandez didn't run him a lot the second half, but Ramondre Stevenson was solid when they gave him the opportunity. This past week against the Ravens, he looked good. You can make the argument that Monte Stevenson kind of was a main reason why you won the game. He had to go. He had the touchdown. He had a game winning touchdown, and then he had a couple blocks, had a couple catches. So Monte Stevenson played good against the Ravens. And what did you notice though? Since the bye week, he got some extra rest to rest up on that toe injury, and just Marlon Stevenson isn't old, but the season is long, and the physical demand of keeping your body up and just the pound of a season, man. Just the every week grind, it probably can wear on you. Marlon Stevenson, he's a veteran now. He's been in the league for a few years now. He's not no rookie. He ain't got fresh legs like Travion. If he start to wear, Ramondre Stevenson, he starts to wear down as the season goes on. So I think the bye was good for him because ever since the bye, he's been looking explosive. He's looked real good. So let's see how Ramondre Stevenson runs against the Jets. The Jets don't have a good run defense. Um, I expect to see a lot of Dearness Johnson, maybe Elijah Mitchell. If Travion Henderson does not play, maybe activate Elijah Mitchell. But I think we'd be fine there. Just stay healthy. Gotta stay healthy. That's the main thing, man. That's the main thing I'm looking for. But on these next 2 weeks, because what did Vrabel say? He said, win the division. He wants us to win the division. You could be one win away from winning the division. If the Eagles handle their business and they beat the Bills on Sunday, you only got to win one of your final divisional games against the Jets or the Dolphins. It don't matter which one. Just win one and you divisional champs. And then you're 7-0 on the road. You're 7-0. The win over the Ravens made you 7-0 on the road for the New England Patriots. You beat the Jets. You will finish the season undefeated on the road. Now we'll see how the playoffs go. Because right now you at the 2 seed and you might have to go on the road for the AFC Championship game if you get that far, and you might have to go on the road or whatnot. But right now you undefeated on the road, and I actually think you're a better road team than home team. So going into the playoffs, that confidence is going to go up. If you finish the regular season undefeated on the road, going into the postseason shouldn't be no problem. It should not be a problem. So season's winding down, folks. Season winding down, man. We already at week 17, man. It's winding on down, man. It's winding on down, man. It's been a long season, man. I've been enjoying y'all. But yeah, man. Let's see. I want to do like a little Jets Patriots preview. Might have a special guest later on the week. We'll see. It's Christmas. Y'all enjoy the holidays. It's a tough time out there for some people, man. So also, especially for the ones that the less fortunate, that's not able to have gifts and exchange gifts and whatnot, man. So sorry about that. And just hope the best for everybody, man. I hope everybody have a Merry Christmas. And just be safe, man. Be safe, man. It's a crazy world we're in right now, man. So just be safe. So that's gonna be it though for this Jets Patriots preview. Hit that like button. Make sure you're sharing the content. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Cans Patch Talk Patriots podcast. Make sure you got your post notifications on. And I will see you guys later on in the week. Once again, have a Merry Christmas. Be safe. Go Pats.